Hey everyone, welcome back to Most Amazing Top 10. I'm your host, Che Arena. So a couple weeks ago, I went through some Rick and Morty theories that made you guys question what's gonna happen in the next season and whether or not your life matters. I mean, really, if the multiverse is real, what are we doing at our jobs? We should all just quit our jobs and put all our efforts into finding the dimension that has the perfect dunk-a-roos. The perfect dunk-a-roos. Like the ones that have the perfect icing to cookie ratio. Like, that's what I really want. Well, you guys liked it so much that we put together another list. Today's list of top 10 scary Rick and Morty theories part 2. Because on the first video I went through some more logical theories about the show, in this one I've pulled out a lot more weird things. Make sure you stick around for the whole list and let me know which ones you thought were the weirdest. As always, make sure you like, comment, subscribe, and hit the little notification bell. Also follow Most Amazing Top 10 on Instagram and Facebook. It's a great way to get to know myself and the other hosts just a little bit better. There's so much more content over there for you guys. And without taking any longer, let's get into this list. Number 10. Creator crossover. We have two brilliant dudes to thank for the creation of what I would say is one of the best shows ever. Justin Roiland and Dan Harmon. Now, with Rick's ability to go into any version of the infinite multiverse, we might see the creators implemented into the show. A lot of people all over the internet, and by the internet I mean Reddit, think that the next season will have an episode dedicated to Rick meeting his creators. I would love to see how this affects Rick's character. He obviously doesn't believe in God and thinks that nothing matters. So how would he react if he found out that everything he did was predestined? It could be a revelation for his character, or maybe he would just kill them both so he feel like he would have some control over his life. Or maybe the three of them would go out on a giant bender and get wasted all episode. We'll see. Number 9. Rick is the villain. I mean, duh. Everything Rick does is selfish, mean, he's completely void of empathy. He's my kind of guy. But for some reason he's still able to get his family to have his back even after he treats them like lab rats. So in this season we might see a dynamic shift. Maybe Rick won't be the hero in any of the storylines, but everyone will start seeing him as the villain. I would really like this. What would Rick Sanchez look like if he went AWOL and turned his insanely powerful brain into a weapon against everyone? He would shove mega seeds up everyone's butthole. No anus would be safe. I mean, in any other show, the guy who gets blackout drunk and diarrheas all over a meeting room would be seen as the bad guy. In one episode, he even explodes a giant dead homeless man over America and it rains down blood on Christmas. I know that's really dark, but it only makes me love him more. I should probably go to therapy. Number 8. Jerry isn't Summer's father. If you watch the show, you know that Jerry is a spineless little twerp and really only serves the purpose of being a giant punching bag for everyone around him. He's got little dick energy written all over him. So maybe Beth was cheating on Jerry. He doesn't really seem like the type to please a woman. He seems more like the type to get sweaty from holding hands. It could have been that Beth was seeing someone who was a little more adventurous while she was also with Jerry. This guy got her pregnant and she chose to stay with Jerry because she wanted a safer bet. Beth knew that she could start a family with Jerry in something that would be stable. If this is true, then we could have a whole season about Summer trying to find her real dad. Also, Jerry and Beth would probably get divorced again. And it would be another emotional trauma for Morty to deal with. It's crazy how the centerpiece of a show I love so much is a kid constantly getting PTSD. But hey, I guess that's what makes good television. Number 7. Mr. Poopy Butthole's Revenge. By far the best named character ever. Mr. Poopy Butthole. He is one of the Smiths' oldest family friends. This is established in episode 4 of season 2 called Total Recall. In the episode, the Smiths' home is invaded by brain parasites that turn themselves into lovable characters who the family has to kill. Beth mistakes Mr. Poopy Butthole for one of these parasites and shoots him in the stomach. How dare you, Beth? Well, since then we've seen Mr. Poopy Butthole represented as one of the kindest, most reasonable people in the whole show. He didn't even press charges on Beth for shooting him in the goddamn stomach. But maybe this is all a trick to gain everyone's trust, so when the time's right, he can strike back. Like when you befriend the person who's been stealing your parking spot so you can get into their home and leave them an upper decker. I mean, no matter what happens in the show, I will love Mr. Poopy Butthole forever and I want more Mr. Poopy Butthole. I just want to say Mr. Poopy Butthole. I need more excuses to say Mr. Poopy Butthole. Number 6. Rick knows he's in a show. You're the smartest guy who has ever existed, and now you can travel through dimensions at the drop of a hat. I guess after you finish having crazy orgies with interdimensional beings, you would probably try to find the meaning of life. Well, maybe you would stop in the 5th dimension and try out the drugs first, but eventually you would work your way to the meaning of life. That's probably where you would go. And for Rick, the meaning of life is being the lead in a serialized show. If Rick has used his all-powerful mind to figure this out, then it could explain why he doesn't care about anything and thinks that everything doesn't matter and everything is meaningless. Imagine if you found out that you were living in some sort of Truman Show world and everyone around you was an actor just navigating you down a path for everyone's entertainment. If this was true, I'd be like, you guys need to find a better show. I feel like watching me eat kale for lunch and then breaking down and eating 11 Krispy Kremes in a row would only be funny the first 17 times. Number 5. Rick never left. So in the show, we all know that Rick abandoned his family to go do whatever it is that he went to do. I think he was probably smashing everyone's Roy score across the universe. Then Rick returns, and it's not long after that the show kicks off. But what if Rick never left? What if Rick lived with the family the whole time but erased their memories and gave them new memories without him in them? He could have done this for many reasons. What if this was an experiment to see if he could get Beth and Jerry to get a divorce? Or maybe there was some secret information that was too precious to set loose, and the only way Rick could keep it safe was by erasing the memories of his whole family. Or what if Rick did something terrible? What if Rick did something so heartbreaking that his family disowned him? What if Rick was responsible for his wife's death and that's why he had to wipe his family's mind and start over? Imagine you could fix all your problems like that. Like, we didn't break up because I'm a bad person, we broke up because you're a bad person, but I forgive you. Number 4. Rick has more kids. So you spend your days wandering the universe, chances are you're going to meet some hot poontang and get a little freaky. We already know that Rick has ex-girlfriends around the universe from the Unity episode. But if you're someone like Rick Sanchez, you probably remember to put on a condom as often as the ice cream machine is working at McDonald's. So there's a very high chance that Rick has some other babies out there, whether he knows about them or not. I mean, the man is single, super smart, and loves to get down. This could be good. Maybe in a future episode, one of his long-lost love children will come home to Rick, and this will help him get closer to his family. But more likely, whoever this dumpster baby is probably hates Rick and is working tirelessly to try and kill him. Rick Sanchez isn't great at ending relationships on the best terms. Number 3. Rick will crack time travel. One thing that the show is very clear on is that no one travels through time. They only travel through dimensions. Even if you go to a place that seems like it's ancient and it has giant jelly beans that try to sexually assault you in the bathroom, that's just because that's how that dimension works. This is because once you introduce time travel, everything gets super sticky and it makes it very hard to have a plot that can easily be fixed with time travel. However, Rick has been working on time travel. We know this because he has a box labeled time travel stuff in his garage/workstation. Also, time travel would be the last step in making Rick the most powerful being in the universe. I don't think Rick would do it for the power, but I also don't think Rick likes having problems he can't figure out. Number 2. Each episode is a different Rick. They all look the same, they all talk the same, they all act the same. Remember, I'm talking about a show. Please don't take this out of context so I get on some blog somewhere. Actually, do whatever you want with it. I could use the exposure. Back to the point. How would anyone know if every episode had the same Rick or a different one? None of us would. The show's creators love to mess with the audience, so there could be a couple episodes that follow different families, or every single one could be a different version of the Smiths. If this is true, the person in charge of continuity would probably be doing lines of Adderall just to keep up. Number 1. Rick has killed other Mortys. Rick is reckless. He doesn't seem to have any sort of emotional attachments to anything. So if he had lost a Morty in the past, I wouldn't be surprised if he had a clone ready and just punched all the memories of the old Morty into it. Or if he went to another dimension and then just stole a new Morty. We all know that Morty insurance is a real thing, so it's not uncommon for these little brown-haired body shields to go down in the battlefield. Maybe Rick has lost a couple grandsons along the way. Well everyone, that's our list. Thank you all so much for tuning in. As always, make sure you like, comment, subscribe, and hit the little notification bell. Also, follow Most Amazing Top 10 on Instagram and Facebook. It's a great way to get to know myself and the other hosts just a little bit better. Until next time, I've been Shade Arena, and I can't wait till season 4. Bye. bye.